Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan says his first visit to Iran is literally about mending fences. In the past, both countries have blamed each other for turning a blind eye to militants who carry out attacks across their border and smugglers who dodge taxes on imports. On Monday, they agreed to secure their borders with fences and a special paramilitary force.
We hope that this will build confidence between us. It will help build our future relationship where we have complete confidence in each other that we will not allow any damage being done to your country from our soil.
The frontier between the two countries stretches more than 900 kilometers through the least populated parts of both countries. That makes it easy for smugglers to move across with products ranging from fuel and food to carpets and tires. Yet, official trade remains low. Iranian goods account for less than 1% of Pakistan's imports. Back in 2016, both governments announced plans to use domestic currencies for trade to be able to avoid international sanctions. The intended currency swap arrangement never saw the light of day after the US reinstated sanctions on Iran in November. A gas pipeline between Iran, Pakistan and India has been languishing since the 1990s. President Hassan Rouhani says Tehran has completed its part of the project.
The Islamic Republic of Iran is prepared to supply Pakistan's need for oil and gas. The Iranian side has also taken all the measures regarding pipelines to Pakistan's border.
But he made his comments on the same day as US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's warning that no country should buy energy from Iran.
We will continue to enforce sanctions and monitor compliance. Any nation or entity interacting with Iran should do its diligence and err on the side of caution. The risks are simply not going to be worth the benefits.
Pakistan's also recently secured loans from Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. Both are rivals with Iran. And as long as Tehran remains isolated by regional and global powers, it's unlikely it will be able to boost economic cooperation with its neighbours. Mobin Nasir, TRT World.
And Mobin joins me here in the studio. Hi, Mobin. It's not surprising that Iranian President Hassan Rouhani is keen to look for other customers for its oil and gas, including neighbouring Pakistan. How likely is it, though, that the two will actually strike a deal to purchase Iranian oil and gas?
Oh, that's highly unlikely. And look, there's so many reasons for that. But let's stick with the most immediate. Pakistan is trying to secure a deal with the IMF as we speak. It's been many weeks that they've been in negotiations. We've been reporting on it. And of course, if Pakistan were to enter any such deal with Tehran, they could wave that deal goodbye.
Interesting. That Saudi investment that was announced earlier this year, $20 billion worth of Saudi investment in Pakistan at a time when Pakistan badly needs this money. I mean, how could a closer relationship with Iran really endanger those investments?
No, I think you answered the question yourself, right? How can Pakistan afford to have any sort of deal with Iran when it's really hoping to get not just oil, but loans, deferred payments, and of course also Saudi investment in refineries. And I think another point to note here is that, of course, as far as gas is concerned, Tehran would want to at some point sell that to Pakistan. Pakistan would be perhaps willing when its diplomatic situation allows it to. However, on the oil front, really, this seems to me as a non-starter. Look, there would need to be so much investment into retrofitting those refineries that are already in Pakistan that cannot refine Iranian oil in their current state. They would have to install the necessary pipelines and infrastructure. That hasn't been built, even though the Iranians claim they have built it all the way up to their border. There is nothing on the Pakistani side to carry that to its refineries. So really, it sounds like something that would have too much of a cost for Pakistan. And perhaps Pompeo was not talking to Pakistan directly, but he might as well have been.
Now, this proposed gas pipeline between Pakistan and Iran, it's been in the works for at least a couple of decades now.
Indeed.
So why isn't it getting off the ground?
Well, it seems every time that it does get off the ground, there is some sort of a push. Look, back in 2010, Pakistan was offered an alternative deal. In fact, so was India, in the guise of the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan-India pipeline. and the US had also promised to partially fund that pipeline, but of course that itself cannot be built until peace is restored to Afghanistan, where a majority of this or a significant portion of this pipeline is supposed to pass through. We heard from Pakistani lawmakers sort of statements to the contrary, that they would build it at any cost, and lo and behold, in 2013, the US stopped with the carrot approach and came in with the stick approach and warned Pakistan of severe sanctions if it was to go through with this deal. And really, even though we haven't heard any officials since then say that this is not going to happen, the actions seem to speak louder than words.
Okay, and just quickly, Mobin, security obviously dominated their talks. They're proposing a border security force. What's the economics behind that?
Look, we've seen the security situation, the incidents it creates in terms of militancy, but of course there's a big impact on the economy as well. You have many parts of Pakistan, especially in the western regions in Balochistan, where it's hard to get fuel from conventional sources. There's rampant sale of Iranian petrol and diesel. There are many other products, especially your fast-moving consumer goods, that cigarettes, other things that would otherwise be subject to high duties that are smuggled across. And that perhaps also explains why there's such a big difference in the trade that Iran reports with Pakistan, that being nearly $1 billion, and Pakistan reporting only a fraction of that as goods received from Iran. So clearly a big economic push also, and certainly something that many Pakistani companies have been calling for a long time.
Interesting. Mobin Nasir, thanks as always for your insights.